Hi, welcome to Module 1, Lesson 1. How will you ever be able to trust someone in your business? This is what we're talking about in this lesson. We're going to be talking all about trusting others with what you've created, your baby, this thing that is an extension of yourself. How can you really trust somebody to live up to the standards that you have for yourself and for your business? So you are here because you're either nearing or you're already in a season of growth that requires bringing on your first team member and building out a team. And I know it can feel overwhelming. Maybe you're even feeling a little resistant, and maybe you've been dreading this moment, putting it off for as long as you can, and just kind of trying to ignore it, put it on the back burner. I know that as a business owner, your brand is really an extension of yourself, your heart and being. You've put maybe literal blood, sweat, and tears, at least sweat and tears, into your business to create this thing that was nothing, and you brought it to life and you made something out of nothing. That's incredible. So how can you trust somebody else to enter the fold and have impact in your business, in this thing that you created? What if you let the wrong person in? What if you fail as a leader? Those are some big questions. But in this video, we're going to do a few things. We're going to get hyper clear on your core values, like what drives you and why. What standards will you expect team members to uphold? And how will you know if your hires are succeeding? Like, what does success even look like to you? If you don't know what success looks like, you won't know if you're there, and you won't know if you're not there. And on the flip side, how will you know if you're succeeding as a leader? So you might be thinking, there's no way I can trust someone to come into my business and have any sort of autonomy. And maybe you're thinking, I'm just not ready to hire because I don't want to micromanage. I don't trust anybody but me. So there we go. That is the question. How can you trust anybody but yourself? Here's the thing, and this may not be a really popular statement, but the truth is that you don't have trust issues. It's not that you're just protective. It's not that you simply don't trust anybody to be as good as you in your business. The truth is that you don't trust yourself as a leader. And that's okay. The first step is admitting. But if you're nervous about trusting someone with your business, here's why. It's because you don't trust yourself as a leader. You don't trust yourself as a leader because you don't have a plan for success. And you don't have a plan for success because you don't know what success looks like. And you don't know what success looks like because you don't have standards. And you don't know your standards because you don't know your core values. And you don't have core values because you don't know your identity. And there we go. That's the core of it. So what does it mean to know your identity? Who are you? Like, that's the real question. Who are you? Who is your business? Knowing your identity allows you to live in a state of joy from just living in confidence in your purpose, your mission, and vision. So those are the three things that comprise your identity. When you know those three things, it makes you strong. So here we go. Get out your notebook and let's dive deeper into these things. So let's talk through your purpose. This is why you are here. What kind of impact are you going to make in the world? By the time that you're 80, and you're telling your grandkids all about the things that you did in your magical life, what will you say to them? And you don't need to talk about like specifics or anything, but like, what kind of actual impact are you here to make? For example, for me, I want to see women rise up in their leadership abilities and link arms and create armies for good that change our marketplace, that change our economy, and have a social impact. I believe you can do that through your business. And I believe that our businesses are an opportunity to make war for good. So There we go. That's my purpose. And sometimes I discovered my purpose because I allowed myself to, I pushed for so long. I ached and strived to know this purpose for so long. And it never came because I was striving so hard and seeking it so desperately. But it was when I sat back and I said, okay, I'm just going to start moving. I don't know exactly why I'm here, but I know that I'm here for a reason, that I have purpose. And it was when I realized that I could not be separated from purpose. It was so ingrained in me, it was so woven into me that there was no separating me. Purpose is as me as my soul is me. And once I knew that, man, it freed me up in massive ways. And then I began to have clarity because I started moving. And once you start moving and taking steps, you can see where you're going and see where you want to go. So those are some big things to think about, but I want you to write this down in your journal. Why are you here? And sometimes it's okay if even like the only answer you can give right now is because I am meant to have impact, because I matter, because my life has meaning and purpose. If that's all you can write today, that's great. That's perfect. That's all you need in order to live a meaningful life and to have a meaningful business. 2, what kind of impact do you want to make in the world if nothing held you back? So many of us hold ourselves back in dreaming and trying to define the purpose because we think that our purpose is defined by where we are right now. And that's what held me up for so long, because I was looking for purpose, which is so much more. It encompasses my entire life, and I can't see that far ahead. I can only see what's right here in front of me. So I was trying to condense my purpose into my present reality, and it was very difficult. So I challenge you to not do that, to free yourself up, to think bigger. If nothing held you back, if you could do anything in this life, what kind of change do you want to make in the world? 2, let's talk about your mission. And this is, how are you pursuing purpose where you are right now, using the resources you currently have available to you? Think about that for a minute. The resources you have right now, those are your strengths. That's your education, your experience, the friends that you have in your circle, the people of influence that you've surrounded yourself by, any mentors that you have, any courses that you have that you've signed up for, finances are a big one. Your business, everything that's in your business is a resource. Team members, if you have them. How are you in your physical present state, your state of mind, it's anything in your reality right now. Everything that defines your reality right now. How are you going to pursue purpose using those things that you have available to you within your reach? So I want you to make a list of the people you have in your life, the financial opportunities that you have, and even the financial restraints that you have. Make a list of your experience and your education, and make a list of all the things, all the assets in your business, including clients, including content assets, everything in your life that you could consider an asset. Your strengths, I think I may have already mentioned that, but write down all of your strengths. And these are the things that will help you define your mission. How are you going to pursue and create impact right here, right now, where you are? It is possible. You're already doing it, and you need to continue doing it. So 3, know your vision. And that is, how are you taking your reality, everything that you, all those resources you just listed out, how are you going to expand those and grow in those and make more of those and cultivate deeper assets so that you can pursue deeper impact in the future? How are you going to expand your financial resources? How are you going to grow deeper in your strengths? How are you going to expand your team? How are you going to expand your clientele? How are you going to expand your sphere of influence? The mentors that you have. What are you going to do to increase your impact, because you're increasing the space you're taking up and the resources that you are using to create impact? So those are all really big questions, but I need you to know these things like the back of your hand before you ever hire somebody, because here's the thing. When you have a business, you might think that you know those things, and that's great. It might be in your heart, but if you aren't consciously aware of all of these things so deeply that they are ingrained in every communication, every conversation that you have with somebody, when you make a hire and you don't communicate these things regularly, consistently, and clearly, people will strive to create these things themselves to make meaning in their current job. So, what does that mean? If you are a leader and you aren't telling people where you are going and why it matters, if they choose to follow you and they don't know and learn those things, we as humans need those things when we are following leadership. So if you don't communicate those things, they will need to create those for themselves. And sometimes that impacts your business, and I've seen how that can impact businesses when people don't see the vision that they need in order to come to work every day and do the tasks that they need to take, because they could be doing this daily task, but why does it matter? Where is this thing going? And if they don't see that from you, they will step up, and either one, they might leave the position, so you might have high turnover, or they will strive to start creating that for themselves, and it could stray you from your path. It could dilute your impact and divert all of your efforts and the impact that you're making. It could divert it and dilute it. So, I don't mean to end this on a low, scary note. But know those 3 things so deeply before you ever make another hire, before you make your first hire. Spend some time, take a little while, however long you need, to be open to receiving these things. If you can't define them all right now very clearly, that's fine. Take some time. Journal it out. Approach these questions every morning, every night, and just let them sit in your heart. Don't press too hard. Just be open and excited for the answers. So know these things, and you will find freedom in where you're going, and you'll know what you can do to get there, and you'll know how you need to achieve the vision that you have in your heart. So being confident and joyful in that identity will help you lean into the expertise of others too, and trust them. And others will be drawn to it, and they will connect and they will align with it. And then you can trust yourself to communicate and lead from an authentic, natural place. And you'll lead everyone toward a vision that is so clear in your heart. But here's the truth that I want to leave with you. We are meant to accomplish more together. And you are going to lead a team, and you're going to lead an army for good. I believe in you. On to lesson 2.